Okay, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Okay, it's the morning. I haven't really looked at any social media, but I lie because I did. No, my phone, I just look at the notifications. I try not to, but I get excited. And I'm like, dang, Facebook was down for 6 hours yesterday. You know what's funny? Um, like, I realize, we're all just so different, right? Because like Facebook, Instagram was down 6 hours yesterday. I didn't even I tried to check because I wanted to change my what's it called? I wanted to update my profile. I wanted to do that. I think it was in the morning, but then I just forgot, and then I never checked it again. But I realized like a lot of people like they care, And I was thinking about this morning too when I woke up. I was like, you know what? If Facebook, let's say like hypothetically, if Facebook say like there was some sort of virus and it like corrupted all the data and it all just got messed up and you had to start your account over, I mean, I just wouldn't do it and I wouldn't care and I would never think twice about it. I would move on with my life. I would continue making YouTube videos. That's what I realized. I'm like, if all social media disappeared and all we had was YouTube, I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care. But that's just me, and that's what I realized is like we all have different outlets, and we all value those outlets differently. Like what is that? I don't even know all the names, but like Twitter, what's that? TikTok. Uh, what I don't even know. I mean, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. I think I know. I don't. I hear people talk about these things, but like never use them. Like it was, if I've ever really used them, it's just because. I mean, absolutely the only reason I created an Instagram account again, because I had one, but I didn't care. I just didn't. I don't know. It didn't feel meaningful to me. It felt like kind of just like work. So that's the reason I recreated an account, because I wanted to create a backstory for my YouTube account. I wanted to have something people could look back on and be like, okay, here's like 2 years of this guy posting every single day, what he's doing, how he's being positive. And so that way, like, when you go to YouTube and you're like, okay, who is this guy? I'd be like, well, I have this Instagram account that I've been posting for 2 years, all these positive things. That was the only reason I did an Instagram account. I could have passed on it. It didn't, I didn't really care. And actually, Facebook even less. I think I don't even know why I made a Facebook account, but I can't even remember why. And I lost interest probably that same moment that I was creating the account. I was just like, what am I doing? And that's not a knock on the platform. It's just I don't have any interest in it. Like it doesn't appeal to me. Um, I mean, could that change? I guess it could change if like the whole platform changed. Like that's the reason I like or excuse me, that's the reason I love YouTube is that it gives me this ability, as long as I'm not being hateful, as long as I'm not doing anything, as long as I'm not, really saying anything negative, and you don't have to say it. You could say everything positively and still get your message and point across. It's just you have to be more creative. That's why I think people complain. It's like, no, they're just setting parameters. You can still do everything exactly however you want. I mean, obviously you have to cater your words and blah blah blah, but I mean, you can get your point across. If you're creative enough, you can get your point across. You really can. I mean, you have to have somebody who's paying attention. But I mean, that's like everything else. People aren't going to learn if they're not paying attention. That's why, I really don't understand. People give a hard time to teachers, but if you don't have that desire, well, I don't know, maybe you have to put someone in front of everyone that has a real desire and it's genuine. And I think that's how you change people, is like, I think we all know who's a faker and who's not. I really believe that. I think we all do. But anyway, so that's what I was saying. That's why I love YouTube, because it gives me a platform to make long videos, and the sky's the limit. I was thinking, my son and I, or whoever, I don't care, but I want to start a band. That's for sure. But I want to find people who are like me that kind of suck, because I don't want to be, I like practicing songs, but I'm okay with the fact that I fuck up all the time. Like, but I would feel weird. Like, say if you were like, yeah, I'll be your female vocalist, or guitarist or whatever, or drummer, and I'd be like, well, but if you're really good, I'm gonna feel weird. Like, I'm gonna be fucking up here, and we're gonna be practicing, and I want to practice. Like, I want to actually practice a lot. So, because I enjoy it, I really do. That's the thing, is when I'm playing tom play, and I got that sax that I can listen to and then I can play with. Like, I like that. I really do. And that's the same thing. Like, I think the main reason to be in a band is because you enjoy to play. Excuse me, you enjoy playing, and the other people you're with enjoy playing too. I think if you're just being in a band to make money and try to be famous, I don't think that's gonna work. That's just my opinion. But I love to play music. At the moment, I suck, but I wanna start a band. And this is okay. This is like the first day of my this thought process. Okay, so this is the first name, and this is what I tell my wife too. I'm like, when I come up with an idea, usually at the beginning it sucks, but the more time I invest in it, the better the idea becomes. And I think that's the whole concept of manifestation. First of all, you can't accomplish something that you're not thinking about. I gotta think about waking up early. And then I gotta talking about it to myself and manifesting it and saying like, okay, well, what do I need to do to make myself successful to accomplish this? And that, I think that's the whole point. Excuse me. I don't think, I think it's absolutely true. You should focus on the words that are coming out of your mouth, because everyone knows that what I say is what I'm talking, or excuse me, what I say is what I'm thinking about. What you say is what you're thinking about. There's an infinite amount of things to be thinking about. So when I speak, what I'm thinking about, and the vice versa. So that's why, the reality is when you talk, you can't really say what I'm thinking or how I feel, because you don't know. You really don't. You can look at my facial expressions and all this, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is there's a lot of good, there's people out there that are good at masking their emotions, or kind of leading you astray, or not, or just not letting you in. There's some of us that are really good at keeping everyone a certain distance away. And some people have to keep people a far distance away. And I think some of us can keep people maybe just a breath away. Maybe just a breath away. All right, I'm so long-winded, but I haven't even started the thing that I wanted to do. Okay, so anyways, the band. First, no, this is the day one name for the band. This is what I'm thinking. The Lesbians. I think it's going to be cool. I really do. I think deep down inside, even though I'm in a man's body, I think I'm a lesbian. So, if I could find, this is what I would love. So I would, right now I'm waiting on a MIDI piano. I want to learn to play the piano. So I'd like to do piano and saxophone. But my sax, that's what I love about the Yamaha YDS 150, is that, you have all your saxes, but then you have, like, I think you have a clarinet, you have the flute sound, and then there's a bunch of custom sounds too. So all I'm saying is it gives me the ability to play with a lot of different instruments in one. And yeah, you could say it's digital, but I don't care. It still sounds good. It really does. And for me, it's absolutely perfect, because I want to be able to travel. I'm really committed to the band idea. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll have to go places. So I don't want to have to think about it. I don't have to carry, alto, tenor, baritone, saxophone, clarinet, flute, uh, some crazy board that plays beats the way them I don't know, like some other instrument can play, that's all digital. All I'm saying is that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing that I can, yeah. And you can criticize and you can nitpick and say it's not, it's 90%. Like, okay, we'll be fair, right? I would say it's 95, no, more than that, because you don't, when you're listening, you don't know, you're not, I don't think you really care that it's not right. So it's 99.99% a saxophone, clarinet, flute, blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, you could say the opposite, right? Because maybe you don't like hearing things digitally, but what you don't realize is that if you're watching your phone, your computer, your tablet, your TV, any device, unless you're listening to the music live, then you're hearing it in some sort of digital form. So, yes, I agree with you that there is a sound difference in a saxophone being played right next to me and hearing it through a computer screen. There's absolutely, absolutely, but um, you're fooling yourself if you think you know the difference if all you've ever known is hearing it through a computer. Um, and that goes back to why I think I want to be in a band. I don't want to be, and this is what some people like, they confuse fame, and I just want to set the record straight with my opinion. I don't think anyone else agrees with me. I don't think anyone else feels the same way as I do, but sorry, it's early. I actually like this. I might try doing this. I might not post this very much, but I just like kind of just waking up, turning on the computer, trying not to look at anything, and then just letting the ideas flow. And then I like watching it. I do, because then I can look back and be like, and then I can write stuff down. I think I think we should all watch our own material to kind of critique it and be like, yeah, I could have done that better. I could have blah, blah, blah. That's how you get better, right? You criticize yourself. I think that's how you get better, is you look at yourself as a loser. And that's how you grow, that fixed and growth mindset. Um, no, but so if here's what, all I'm saying is, it sounds good and it's fun. So that's why I like it. Ideally, this is what I want. So for the band, the day one, lesbians, I know I like the name just because I feel like I'm a lesbian on the inside. And you can't take that away from me. You really can't. I mean, you could probably beat the shit out of me and tell me that I'm not, but I'd be like, come on, bro. Have you not looked around? Why can't I be a lesbian on the inside? What makes you so sure that I can't love every woman? For being a woman, women are beautiful. They really are. They really, really are. So, no, the reason I love YouTube and I don't really care about any other social media platform is it serves the purpose that I want. I look forward to making music videos, making short films, animation, podcasts. I don't know, maybe just like an educational section where I take you on this journey of me relearning things, and I can post things that and here's the thing. I was a police officer. I can't even talk. I was a police officer for 10 years, but I don't even like to say that because I'm not trying to brag. My only point is, this is my point. When I was an FTO and I had my trainee, that's a good way of looking at it. I was a trainer, and what I would say is, look, I know the department wants you to read policy or have me read you policy manual. I get it. We can sit down, but look, I trust you. Go ahead and read the policy manual on your own. I mean, that's what I did. My job is to take you out on the street and teach you the things that I learned the hard way in 7 years of law enforcement. That's what I want to teach you. Okay, that's the thing you can't learn in the policy manual. You have to ride with me to learn those things, right? So, and that's the difference. I wanted to. I think we all get to a certain point in our lives where we want to. We realize, we come to that hard conclusion that our life is not infinite, and we've had enough life experience to know that maybe the end is near. Maybe it's tomorrow. Who knows? For 10 years, I lived thinking that every night was my last night. So it's not too crazy to think that tomorrow could be my last night. So all I'm saying is, sorry, I lost my train of thought. No, I wanted to. You get to the point in the age where you just want to pass on your experiences, because you realize that's what makes who you are, your life experience and your stories. And I think that's what's so beautiful about YouTube, is that It gives everybody, as long as you're respectful. And I don't think it's that hard to be respectful. I think the people who complain about the YouTube restrictions, I think you just haven't been creative enough in learning how to be respectful to people. Because my gosh, like I said, the amount of freedom you have, like I would love to have a channel dedicated to music, just playing music with my band. Shout out to my band. We haven't been created yet, but I would love. Okay, you asked me. You say, what do you want? Okay, I would love to have a female guitarist. I mean, it doesn't. Okay, so a female vocalist, a guitarist, a drummer, um, and maybe like a secondary pianist. Excuse me, pianist. My wife laughed at me the other day when I said that wrong. Pianist. Um, but like I said, I ordered a MIDI piano, and I have to learn. I've never ever had any sort of training on the piano, so I'm like basically starting fresh. But I'm confident. With GarageBand, Tom Play. Um, I mean, there's just a bunch of programs. I haven't even looked into it. I've just spent like a little bit amount of time, but I just love programs that kind of walk you through, like it's like playing and you're playing too. Like I like that. I like that. That's what I love about Tom Play with the saxophone. And that's the thing. I think if you just have, here's the thing. If you just have like sheet music and you're just trying to play, dude, that's no fun. Like that's how I learned. I think I probably wasted my whole middle school music experience because I couldn't do it the way I'm doing it now. Like I'm just saying, like we're so spoiled now. Like I have the music in front of me. I have a little thing that shows me how the keys are, how to play the keys. I have this red line that moves across the screen with me so I can watch. I can play the other instrument like in headphones or in a speaker, so that way I have kind of like someone there that's doing it exactly right, that I can be off a little bit, but it kind of centers me and I can get back. So like I might have a few sections where I'm totally just playing out my ass and it just sounds like shit, but then I can regroup. And so like it's so great. And like that's the reason I realized I think having a band is having a real life Tom Play, and I think that's what I want. Like I love playing with Tom Play. Don't get me wrong, Tom Play, I love you. You play the saxophone and every other instrument extremely well. But I think I want to have people, like I want to be playing the sax, jamming, feeling like a fucking $1,000,000, and then look over and be like, yo, like these are my people, like I got a drummer here, or not my drummer, but I'm just saying the drummer, female vocalist that I could look in your eyes and be like, God damn, girl, your voice is amazing. Thank you for being right here with me. A guitarist. And people say, well, but why do you want all women? Why can't you have a man in your, first of all, wait, aren't you a man? You shouldn't be in your lesbian band. I'd be like, well, I am a lesbian. You can't tell me I'm not a lesbian. And I appreciate women, and I think women are the future. So why shouldn't my bands be? This is what I say. Look, I'll be the only quote unquote, air quotes, don't know what that means. I'll be the quote unquote male in this band, but I'll be in the back. Like, I'm playing the saxophone. I don't need to be in front. I think it's actually ideal. Even if I wasn't a part of this band, say if I just was thinking up an idea for a band, I would have a lead female vocalist that plays the guitar or the piano or whatever. But I think it's good to have a vocalist that also plays an instrument, a drummer that's also a female, excuse me. I don't know. You can a female. You have a vagina. I think we've gone back to like middle school. Did everyone else revert back to middle schoolers? Like I was like, okay, we'll just say that dude with the pee, he took my lunch money, and then that girl with the vagina, she 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 raped me. She raped me. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm like, with all these powerful women, they're like, yo, be careful what you wish for, though. You powerful women, you might have some gold diggers, some male gold diggers. That's why I say, look, you might have some male gold diggers. Some guys might come and be like, yo, I want to have a baby with you. Okay, I don't want anyone to steal my 90s pickup lines, okay? I'll be like, yo, sup, girl? Sup? Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. I got this. I got this miracle of creation. Can I put it in your baby making facility? What do you think? Can we do that? You know, I'm looking for aggressive expansion. You know, I'm just starting this corporation. You know, it's new. No. Okay, look, I'm not gonna go down this road, but I'm just saying, don't be stealing my lines, okay? And women out there that are highly successful, highly motivated, highly passionate about life, don't believe these guys that come up to you and say they want to make a baby with you, okay? They're just watching me and they're like, "Oh, I can steal this guy's thunder." You got to look, the proof is in the pudding. Who is it? JFK. That's, I think he said, sincerity is always subject to sincerity is always subject to I forget. Damn it. See, this is what sucks. And I'm too lazy to go back and redo it. Like, I'm too lazy to go look up the quote, come back and pretend like I didn't say it, and then make you think that I'm smart. Sincerity is subject to reproach? No, something about, like, the other version that I can think of is um, trust but verify. I forget who said that, but I always love that. Trust but verify, and that's the absolute truth. Look, I respect you. I think you're awesome. Whoever, I don't care who it is. You put anybody in front of me. My mother, my father, my stepfather who's passed away, my wife, my son, anybody. Look, you put them in front of me. Look, I can be respectful, but I can still tell you the truth. That's all I'm saying. I've been talking for I feel like I've been talking for days. And now I forgot what I was even talking about. So, the band, I'm excited for it. No, going back to, I think that's what some people don't understand. Some people think like, I just realized that this right now, this video is just a little screen of me in the corner, and then you with just like my favorites, which I don't ever click on, but frequently visited pages. So that I go to YouTube, I go to Amazon, I go to YouTube Studios, I check U.S. Postal Service all the time because when I order stuff, I'm like constantly checking. I'm like, where's my package? Even if it's like even if they say like like delivery, I have some packages coming like I think Friday or something. I'm still checking it constantly. I want to know exactly where my package is. Like that's the thing we should be tracking. Government, you should not care about me. Okay, I need to know exactly where my package is at all times. I just want to know. I know it's like still 1,000 miles away, but I like to watch it. I like to watch if they took away YouTube from me, here's what I tell people: look, you could take away all social media. I would only feel the pain once YouTube was gone. You could eliminate all other social media. I don't care at all. But then, if you eliminated YouTube, I would be upset maybe for a day. But then I would probably be like, yo, government, can you just update your U.S. Postal Service tracking? Like, I'll just watch on my computer my packages. I'll just order a package and then I'll just watch it like the whole time. Like at night, I'll sleep so the package hopefully it won't be moving. Or if the package moves at night, then I'll track it at night. And then whenever the package stops moving, and then I'll sleep. Okay, I'm just being randomly stupid. Sorry, that wasn't funny. I know. Okay, back to the band. I'm so long-winded. Okay, all I'm saying is day one on the board here, on the brainstorm board, ladies. I'm speaking to my fellow people who are in the band, because either you're in the band or you're not. Either you're a female guitarist or instrument player, or you're not. Either you're a female drummer or you're not. Either you're a female piano player or you're not. That's all I'm saying. All right, ladies. So this is what I'm saying. I think the lesbians, it works. I consider myself a lesbian. Okay, I'm a born again lesbian. Okay, I'm a woman trapped in a man's body. And we all know that if a woman was trapped in a man's body, she would not change that. She would keep it exactly the way it is. She would just optimize it. That's the truth. Anybody who's like, and this is me. This is me. This is my opinion. I'm a woman trapped in a man's body. But why am I gonna? I'm not gonna cut up my body. I'm not. I'm gonna just optimize it the best way I know how. By intaking food, putting things on my skin. Maintaining a positive attitude. And this is the other thing. People think, you're eating things. You're consuming things that go in your mouth. You're consuming things by putting things on your skin. That's why I put aloe on my body. I put aloe on my whole body. If someone asks me, I put aloe on my whole body. After I take a shower, I put aloe because it's healing. My skin needs to eat too. It's not just your mouth, right? It's like everything feeds, right? Your ears feed on words. Your eyes feed on things to look at. Your nose feeds on smell. That's why that's what people don't understand. Like they say, why do people fall in love with you? Because it's a whole experience. You're just watching YouTube, right? But I'm thinking about the whole experience. Does that make sense? Like if you come in and we play, like or you're in the audience, like there's a whole atmosphere. There's a smell. Like I want it to smell. This is all I'm saying. I want like these little intimate. I think that's going to take off because think about it. Right now, COVID era, you can't have big groups. So I think this whole like maybe restaurants, maybe local restaurants, I think they're going to have more bands, I think there's going to be more like it's going to spark more creativity because you could come over to my house. I could put some candles out. You have the smell. We could eat a nice meal, play some music, really just jam out, maybe have a glass of wine. Maybe do this outside too, because that's the beautiful thing. Southern Nevada in the winter is optimal. That's what people don't realize. So when you're in the desert during the real summer, it's too hot to be outside. That's what no one says. It really is. Unless you're like on the strip and you have access to like misters and all kinds of like, if you're not being pampered, you're not outside. You really, oh, okay, sorry, I take it back. Well, no, like there's a lot of people that have to work outside, but when you're working outside, it sucks. It's not an air conditioned big building where you can sit down and look at a computer and have a microphone. When you're outside in the actual situation, that's where you feel everything. That's where all your senses are activated, not just your visual and your auditory and your vocal cords. That's why people just want to focus on that triangle, that upside down triangle of your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. It's an upside down triangle, right? But you forget that it's not just your skin and your mouth, right? And your ears. Your nose is feeding you information, but your own brain, that's the other thing people don't realize, your own brain is feeding you information too. So what I'm thinking about affects me. That's what, like when we do all these scientific experiments or excuse me, all these psychological experiences, like you don't know what that person's thinking about. And the reality is what a person is thinking about is going to tell you whether or not that person is going to be successful, but they can lie. That's the thing is people don't understand. Some people are really good at lying. They are. Not just me. You'd be like, the guy was a cop, he's a liar. No, I dealt with people who lied to me every single day. You get to the point where you think every single person is lying to you. You think everything is a lie. And that's a scary situation. But there's a way out of that. There always is, right? Is that you realize that you have to be your own truth, right? Everyone else could be lying, but you have to be honest with yourself. And if you're honest with yourself, I think you can grow. And you can grow out of that hole that you're in. I'm talking to me. I don't know if anyone else, I don't know about your situations. If you're not me, and that's why if you're not me, why am I going to comment? I can comment on what I see, like what you're doing, and then I can formulate speculations on that and predict or make an attempt to predict what you're going to do in the future. But that's assuming that I think that you're being genuine. Like I could do things and act also like I love them just to lead you to believe that I love them. I'm just saying like that's why I'm like, I don't focus on what other people do. I really don't. I use other people as inspiration. or as gaining knowledge, or saying, okay, that's an interesting point. That person thinks that. Or at the same time, there's times I've listened to people, I'm like, no, actually, you know what? I disagree with that person, but he brought up some points that I didn't even think about, I didn't even know, and now I changed my mind. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing your mind when you gain more information. I think the person who doesn't change their mind when they gain more information, that would lead anyone else to abandon something. Maybe that person's seen something that you haven't. That's all I'm saying, is maybe they have more. I would go back to that person. That's what I would do. So if I'm really committed to a cause or an idea or whatever, I'd be like, yo, I gained this new information. What do you think about? What do you think about this, boss? That's what I do. I say, look, boss, I went out there on the street, boss. I got all this information. What do you think we should do, boss? And then you tell me, and then I execute. I put the plans into motion. I don't want to be misconstrued. I put the plans into motion. So, no, I think going back to where I was off on tangent, but I think, the band thing, I really would love. First, I just want to find people who have the same interest and who are maybe at the same level on their, music experience. I really don't even think it's relevant to say that I played the saxophone back in the day. I mean, I literally, there was a few notes that I remembered because you just remember because it's so ingrained because you probably did it like a gajillion times. But as for everything else, I have to I'm like relearning everything. And the way I know it is because I'm like, okay, yeah, there's so much that I need to learn and practice. It's overwhelming. It's absolutely overwhelming. Especially because like when you've done it, you're like, oh my God, this is going to be so much work. So no, but I'm genuinely interested. And I haven't even started the video. This is what's weird. I haven't even started the video. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I mean, I could talk all day long. I really could. And I love doing it. And I wish I had someone that I could bounce ideas off of and we could just have conversations for 20 hours a day. While playing music as well, because I need to get good at music. But I'm excited. Like I just, this is what I see in my mind. Just a nice place. Even my house, like people be like, your house. What do you mean? What do you mean? You buy $120,000 house, bro? Come on. No, but you can. I sometimes I go on Zillow and I've found houses like in the $63,000, 80. You just have to be creative. You got to look. You got to really look. You got to look. But I've found houses, even boxable. Come on, you could buy a boxable for 50 grand, drive it onto a lot in small town USA. Buy a lot for conservatively 10,000. Let's just get crazy. 20,000. No, let's just get real crazy. You buy a lot, an acre lot, 30,000, which here in the town I live, that's you could buy more than one lot. I'll just say that. More than 1 acre lot. You buy your boxable house for 50K. You need a well and you need septic. So that's another maybe 20 G's. So now you're looking at 100 G's for a brand new house on 1 acre with well water and septic. And why would someone complain? Hi, Bubba. Come here. Good morning. Good morning, Bubba. Here. Let me get you some water. Can I get you some water, bud? Yeah? Here. There you go, Bubba. So, I think I'll stop for a little bit, but I was just recording, bud. I just like to get my ideas out. Okay, we love you. We'll talk to you later. The band, just consider the band. Please consider the band. Love you guys.